this pattern you have to cast on a multiple of 18 plus 1 symmetry stitch and plus 2 edge stitches. So we start with the edge stitch, and it's knit 1 when we are knitting in color 1 the first row, or every row in fact. So, and after the edge stitch we start the repeat, and it's gonna be slip 1 yarn over, knit 1, slip 1 yarn over, knit 1. Slip 1 yarn over means you put the needle under the yarn and slip the stitch purlwise, and then knit 1. That's easy. And repeat that until we have only 2 stitches left on the needles. So here I have only 2 stitches left, and I'm gonna slip 1 yarn over that symmetry stitch, and the last stitch is the edge stitch, and in color 1 it's always slip 1 purlwise with yarn in front. After that we don't turn the work, we just slide all the stitches to the beginning, pick up color B yarn, I'm just gonna put the tails together like this, pick up the yarn and start. And when we're doing the second color, the row in the second color, we slip purlwise the first edge stitch. Then the next row is gonna be in front, but now we put it in front of the yarn, and we just purl together that stitch and yarn over, and in brioche that's called brioche purl. So the repeat for this row is brioche purl, slip 1 yarn over. We know already what a slip 1 yarn over is, so again the repeat, brioche purl, slip 1 yarn over, brioche purl, slip 1 yarn over, brioche purl, slip 1 yarn over, and again you repeat that until you have only 2 stitches left on the needles. So here I have 2 stitches left. I say 2 because a stitch and a yarn over in brioche is considered as 1 stitch, and we're gonna purl it, and that's brioche purl. So the symmetry stitch is gonna be brioche purl, and then the last edge stitch in this row number 2, it's gonna be slip 1 with yarn in front. And for color 2 you have to pay attention, because in one row is slip 1 purlwise with yarn in front, and in row number 4 it's gonna be slip 1 with yarn in the back. So now we can turn the work, pick up the first color yarn, and start row number 3. And as I said, the first edge stitch in color 1 is always knit 1, and then we begin the repeat, and it's gonna be slip 1 yarn over, brioche purl. So a little bit different as the row number 2. That was brioche purl, slip 1 yarn over, and here we have slip 1 yarn over, brioche purl. So slip 1 yarn over, brioche purl, slip 1 yarn over, brioche purl, and repeat that until you have only 2 stitches left on the needles. So I have only 2 stitches left on the left needle, and that the symmetry stitch is gonna be slip 1 yarn over, and the edge stitch as usual in color 1 is slip 1 purlwise with yarn in front. And again we don't turn the work, we slide all the stitches to the other end, pick up the color 2 yarn, and start row number 4. The first edge stitch is slip 1 with yarn in the back, and we begin the repeat, and it's gonna be brioche knit, slip 1 yarn over. Brioche knit means you knit together the stitch and the yarn over. So there you go, brioche knit, slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit, slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit, slip on yarn over, and repeat that until you have 2 stitches left on the left needle. So here I have 2 stitches left. Again, that's 1 brioche stitch. So it's gonna be brioche knit, the symmetry stitch, and the edge stitch, as I said in row number 2. When you knit in color 2, it could be slip 1 purlwise with yarn in front or with yarn in the back. So this is with yarn in the back. To remember easier, we knit this row and the yarn comes from the back and we leave it in the back, and the second row we are purling and the yarn comes from the front and we leave it in front. If it helps you, you can remember this row. Now we turn the work, pick up color 1 yarn, and we start the actual pattern rows. The rows where we're gonna do increases and decreases that form the actual pattern. So row number 5, and it's the edge stitch is knit 1 as usual, slip on yarn over, and now we're gonna do right slant decrease. So we slip the stitch and yarn over, knit the next one, pass over that first slipped stitch and yarn over, then slip the stitch to the left needle and pass over the next brioche stitch, slip the stitch to the right needle. So that's how we get this right slant decrease. After that, slip on yarn over, and we're gonna do again the right slant decrease. So slip the brioche stitch, knit the next stitch, pass over that first slipped stitch, slip the stitch to the left needle and pass over the next brioche stitch. And again we have a right slant decrease. After that, slip on yarn over, and in this stitch we're gonna do an 8 stitches increase. So we're gonna brioche knit, don't slip the stitch, yarn over, brioche knit again, yarn over, and repeat this until we have 8 stitches from this stitch. So we have 4, again brioche knit, yarn over, that's 6, again brioche knit, yarn over, until we have 9 stitches. Actually that's an 8 stitch increase, so we have to get 9 stitches. So 2, 4, 6, 8, and the last one is gonna be brioche knit. So I have 9 stitches from this one stitch, an 8 stitch increase, and we continue, slip 1 yarn over, and here we're gonna do left slant decreases. So slip the first brioche stitch, knit the next one, slip it to the left needle, pass over the next brioche stitch, slip it to the right needle, and pass over that first slipped stitch. That's one way to do the left slant decrease. Slip on yarn over, and now we're gonna do again a left slant decrease, and I'm gonna show you the other way that you can do a left slant decrease. So slip the brioche stitch knitwise, and now we're gonna knit together these 2 brioche stitches, or actual 3 stitches. We knit them together, and then just pass over that first brioche stitch that we slipped. So that's the other way that you can do. You can choose which one is easier for you and do that one. So here I get to the end of my repeat, because I have 2 repeats on my pattern, on my swatch, and I'm gonna start over, slip on yarn over, right slant decrease, so slip knitwise, knit, pass over, slip it to the left needle, and pass over the next brioche stitch. And that's one right slant decrease. After that, slip on yarn over, and again slip knitwise, knit the next one, pass over, slip to the left needle, and pass over, slip to the right needle, and I have the second right slime decrease. After that, slip on yarn over, and here I'm gonna do again the 8 stitches increase. So we brioche knit and yarn over until we have 9 stitches. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. In the end, we have to brioche knit to kind of block it. So after that, slip on yarn over, and we have to do the left slime decreases. So slip knit twice. I'm gonna knit 1 stitch, slip it to the left needle, and then pass over. That's the first way that I showed you to do the right and left slime decrease. And slip on yarn over, and we're gonna do the other way. Slip knit twice, knit together 2 brioche stitches, or in fact 3 stitches, pass over the first slip stitch, and that's the end for my second repeat of the pattern in this swatch. And I have 2 stitches left, and I have to slip on yarn over, that's symmetry stitch, and slip purlwise with yarn in front the edge stitch. After that, as usual, we don't slip, don't turn the work, we just slide the stitches to the other end, pick up the second color yarn, and as I said in row number 2, it's in front of the work already. So the first edge stitches, slip on with yarn in front, and we begin the repeat. So after each pattern row, and in this particular pattern is we have only the repeat of row number 5 and 9, and 9 is very simple because there's only brioche stitch, brioche knit and slip on yarn over. But after each pattern row, so after row number 5 and row number 9, we have to repeat rows 2, 3, and 4 that we did in the beginning. But since we have the increases here, I'm gonna show you again row number 2, and I'm gonna show you how to deal with these increased stitches. So we slip, knit purlwise the edge stitch, and begin the repeat that we did in row number 2. So it's brioche purl, slip on yarn over, and we continue until we get to the increases. That's the normal row, brioche purl, slip on yarn over, and again brioche purl, and we get to the increase, and we're gonna do the following: slip on yarn over, and instead of brioche purl, we don't have a stitch and a yarn over, we have just 1 stitch, and we just purl it, so like this, and we continue slip on yarn over, purl, until we finish all these increased stitches. Slip on yarn over, purl 1, slip on yarn over, purl 1, slip on yarn over, and that's it for the increases. And now we continue with brioche purl, not purl. So brioche purl, slip on yarn over, brioche purl, slip on yarn over, brioche purl, slip on yarn over. That's the repeat I showed you in row number 2. You just do that, and we get to the increase again, and just like I said, we continue slip on yarn over, but instead of brioche purl, we just purl 1 stitch without the yarn over. Slip on yarn over, purl 1, slip on yarn over, purl, slip on yarn over, purl, slip on yarn over, and that's it for those increased stitches. And we continue normally row number 2. So that's the difference from what I showed you in the beginning when we didn't have the increased stitches. So I'm finishing this row. The symmetry stitch is brioche purl, and the edge stitch slip 1 purl wide with yarn in front. So that was row number 2, and then you need rows number 3 and 4, just like I showed you in the beginning. And then I'm gonna show you row number 9. It's very easy, but anyway, I'm gonna show you how to do it. Row number 9, and that's very easy. We begin with the edge stitch, and that's knit 1, and then we have only this repeat slip-on yarn over, brioche knit. So as I usually say, we have these columns with brioche knit stitches, and we knit all the columns, so, and slip-on yarn over in between. So, or easier, you have the repeat, slip-on yarn over, brioche knit. So here are the last 2 stitches, and we slip on yarn over the symmetry stitch, and then slip 1 purl wide with yarn in front, the edge stitch. So this is it, and this is the whole pattern. You just have to repeat row number 5 and row number 9, and in between you do rows 2, 3, and 4. So after row number 5, after row number 9, you do rows 2, 3, and 4, and you're gonna see the pattern forming.